What's up, everybody? Alan Clark here. Today we'll be reviewing the angled soles for them skates, and we'll be comparing them to the stock them soles from the 909. We have the angled V1 and the V2 we'll be talking about as well. So, the sole itself allows a perfect balance point for soles and negative soles, the angle on both sides. You have the ledge angle that gives you a perfect balance point to skate ledges as if they were a round rail. You have the funnel backslide plate that helps put you right into your backslide plate on your frames and makes it super easy to budget in the tricks or readjust if need. And you have this protection angle that not only is good for set slides, but it protects the actual boot of your skate. Them soles, they look great, just not that durable. If you skate like me, or you're my size. The V1s, all the amazing features that angled soles have to offer. A little too bulky, but modifications were made, skimmed them down. Now we have these beautiful V2s that skate better than anything I've ever skated. I've skated some pretty rough stuff without waxing it at all and having really no issues with sliding. Ledges, I feel like they've unlocked a new level for me skating ledges, because I feel like they just allow you to get on top of ledges easier. My first pair of thems I had for about somewhere between 7 and 9 months. I'm not exactly sure. What I liked about them was the slide. I liked how they look. What I didn't like about them is the backslide plates, which I felt like you kind of had to create your own. And then we also had, I also didn't really like the material, or the durability of the material, and also how thin these top parts of the soles are that wrap around the side of the boot. They don't offer a whole lot of protection for the boot, and for me they wore down fairly quickly. I do skate really hard and I weigh 200 pounds, so that probably had a lot to do with it, but yeah. Anyways, I don't want to hate on them, but that's just, I feel like these could be thicker and the backside plate could be more defined. Negatives I thought were really small, and it took me a long time to get used to these soles. I felt like the sole plates themselves were kind of small to where I was used to. So it took me a while to get used to them and make them work. But yeah, I just thought they were a little small. Could be bigger. Not by much, but a little bit makes a difference. The angled soles in general offer a lot compared to stock soles of any skate. I really liked the material that they decided to use. It's like the top UHMW you can get. The funnel backslide plate is a great feature. It helps you to just get in the right spot or make readjustments if need be, and it kind of just like the name funnels you into the right place. The smaller soles give you a better point of balance. This angle here makes it where you can pretty much skate a ledge as if you were skating a rail. And then you have this other angle here that protects your skates and is also great for set slides if you're into that. The negatives are a lot bigger than the stock soles on the them skates, which is a great feature for me. I really like negative tricks. I've got a few tricks in the bag. I feel like these will enable me to maybe, pursue more negative grinds. So, yeah. I feel like the angle on the negatives, just like the angle on the soles, just kind of creates a sweet spot where you're just like, it creates this balance point where you're just really locked in to the grind. It just feels like you're more locked in, and like you have more space to work with. In comparison to the Them skates,
Yeah.
I feel like they're not comparable. The backslide for the angle soles is way better, like way bigger, and more defined. It makes budget tricks a lot easier, and like there's really nothing to compare. Like if you look at the Them soles, there isn't a backslide plate.
We had to change up a few things on the V1s. What were some of the things that you didn't like on the V1s?
The placement on the V1s for the backside plate was a little bit off by a few millimeters. And then just kind of like the depth of it was a little too deep. So I had to like bend my ankle basically a lot more than I needed to, or that I need to now compared to the V1s. Yeah, so the only things I didn't like about the V1s was the backside plate being a little off and a little too deep, and the look down, just like looking down on your skates, like just how it visually looked. They were just bulky, like they stuck out too much and just kind of reminded me of wide bodies, which I loved wide bodies, but they got a lot of hate, so no one wants that. Yeah, so on the inside of the negative plate, there's very kind of plain and just blank here. And then, yeah, this was placed a little off as well. But adjustments were made, and now the backslide and this little slider spot are in the right place. They also skimmed down a lot of the sides without taking away from the integrity of the angles, creating the V2, which we have here.
Cool.
And I know there's a lot of people out there that are like me and really care about how their skates look, whether or not that's like shallow. I don't care, but cosmetics are a big thing for me. So, oh, and also the negative isn't as plain. There's a little swoosh here to make it a little softer on the eyes as well, and it just flows with the rest of the sole and the boot itself. It's just wider and placed better than the V1s. And actually they fixed the depth of the backslide on this as well, so you're not like, you don't have to flex as much. The quality of the UHMW creates an amazing slide. They slide really fast. You almost have to be careful with how much wax you put on something, in my experience. Yeah, and I feel like this product is made to last as far as durability. Like, this is the strongest stuff they could get. Not everyone knows the science and fucking detail that went into these, but
So one thing that people were bringing up were like cess slides. Like, if you do a cess slide, is it gonna burn the sole, or if you slip out and fall, it's gonna burn your sole?
definitely don't have to worry about that. One of the people that tested these skates is really good at cess slides and does a lot of them, and was able to cess slide in these and do barely any damage at all to the soles or their integrity. Like barely put a scuff in them.
Gotcha.
After doing like a 20-foot cess slide into a grind. Like, this is my natural foot. Actually, that shit was from David, dude, doing cess slides. Because I don't do a lot of right foot tricks. So a lot of this wear is actually from David skating them doing cess slides.
Gotcha.
Or maybe me like slipping and falling on the ground. But the
Gotcha.
majority of it, David. But this sole plate over here, also a lot of this wear is from David sliding. And me sliding out and falling just because I fall a lot skating.
But how worn are they though? Is there integrity to the sole still, or the angles, or is it beat up?
I feel like they're still strong as fuck, dude. I don't like. There's barely any wear on these. Like, I don't know how to describe what I'm trying to say. There's a lot of life left. They're barely fucking touched, dude. Like, I don't know. Do these things actually work? Do they actually perform the way they're meant to perform? Do these angles that some of you might not have even been aware of, like, actually function the way they're supposed to? Yes, they do. Like, I've never been a good ledge skater or a very good ledge skater, but I feel like these have changed my abilities in skating, ledges in general, and just skating in general. Like, I can trust that I'm gonna lock on with these soles, especially on a ledge, with this angle here. All right, so the aha moment was the first time I skated the V. Was it the first? It was the first time I skated the V1s, right?
Yeah.
First time I skated these, we skated this long ledge, and I did a negative Machio, and like halfway down the ledge, I hit like the right part of the angle where I was super locked in to the grind, and I felt like I could hold it forever if the ledge didn't like end, you know. It's a quality product and it's built to last, and they function perfectly. So you don't gotta worry about your sharp turns or your wibbly wobblies, wizard tricks that you're doing. Like, you're not gonna skirt out. You're not gonna skirt, you know.